sweet friends. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I hope you are all well. We're going to revisit, recreate, and refresh a design that we have created previously. And I always like to view those projects and see if there are ways we can improve on the functionality or add layers or add something subtly different so that we get a similar but different design. And so this is one of them today. This is a 2-pocket folio, and I will link the original in the description. I will also mention as we're going along why I made changes and what they are so that you can follow along if you would like to make the refreshed version. And so of course I'm working with beautiful fall paper, and I have a tie here. Inside there are 2 generous pockets, each with inserts in. So let's pull these out and show you that we're going to be working with the 4x4, 3x4, and tag inserts for each of these pockets. And that is going to give you loads of room inside for your pictures and your journaling. And so this is a really ideal project to create if you are batch crafting or making gifts or even for craft fairs. So if that sounds good, then stick around and we will make it together. I've got my cider and donut collection here from Simple Stories, and this is the 12x12 collection pack. And this is pretty ideal for this type of a pocket folio because you're going to have a lot of cut aparts in different sizes to be used for your inserts. And so this is just going to make it a lot easier to fill up those pockets and then have a lot of extra room for your pictures and journaling. And of course, Simple Stories is going to have the most beautiful, warm, rich patterns, and their cut aparts are very whimsical and cute. And so this is going to be a perfect collection for this project. When I created the original design, my intention was to use the 4x6 cut aparts that were included in the collection so that I would need my measurements to be 6x6. And so that would allow me to have those taller inserts added. And for this project, my theory is going to be that I want to get the most frugal use out of this beautiful pattern paper. And so I'm going to stick with the 4x4, 3x4, and tag size inserts. And so that way I can decrease the height a little. How that helps me is if I make it to be 5.5, I'll still be able to cut that into 2 portions for each 12x12 paper. And so this is going to go much further. Otherwise, I would have to cut 6.5 inches, and that would leave me the other side not having enough to fit the space. And so this is a really good frugal use of this. And I want to recommend that you pick a pattern that has a very contrasting look from one side to the other. So remember, this is going to be your pocket, and you want that to be a very noticeable layering pattern. And so this is where I'm deciding not to use my 4x6 because these are not really ideal to cut down enough to make them fit in this album. So I'm going to keep this for another project, and we'll just get started working on those pockets. And so, like I mentioned, I'm going to get 2 6-inch high by 12-inch wide strips of this paper from each 12x12. And I want to be aware of what I want showing on the top as my pocket. I have prepared this one already, and I like the look of that geometric on top of the all over. So I'm just going to flip this around so that my score line will fall inside of that pocket. And I want to have my pockets on the outside. And so when I put all my inserts in and close it and tie it, everything will be very secure. So the first score line I want to make is at 6. Then I'll flip it and score it again at 5.5. And so this is going to give me a little bit of a strip to fold over to create that pocket. I'm just going to fold this very quickly And then also on the bottom, and this is really going to help me to determine where my corners are, because I need to cut this from corner to corner in order to create that pocket. So now I can see more easily where my blade needs to be lined up, and I'm going to use my guillotine cutter, but if you have a ruler, you could mark that on the inside and cut along a pencil edge, and that way you could still get that nice crisp cut. And so because I know this is the side that I want to have fold over, I'm going to cut from this corner on the top all the way down to where the other score line is. And so I'll just line that up along the blade. Remember to hang on to these corners for other projects. And so now you can see that we're going to have our opposing pockets. What we've got to do now is remove this portion along the bottom. It will help those inserts going into the pocket fit better without getting stuck on that additional paper. And so I'm going to go all the way up to my score line again. You see, and cut that right off. And then I also want to remove just this corner for that extra bulk. So we can fold this over now along that score line, and I want to add my 2 glue combo. And then just press that into place. The double-sided tape will hold it while that glue sets up. You also want to come in here with that 2 glue combo and add that to the back so that we can have this adhered to our cover. And so I'm just going to lay in that tape now. And then I will set these aside while we work on that cover. So in the original, I had my pockets adhered to more of the collection paper. So I would have that pattern on the outside. But remember, we're trying to be a little more frugal with that collection paper. So I'm going to make my base with some heavy duty cardstock first, and then I will be able to get the width that I need. And so this is going to be my first piece. And it is 5.5 by 6 3/4. I have scored it at 6 and then also 6.5. And so this is going to give me 1/4 of an inch in the spine and some left here to adhere my second piece to. And so if I were using my pattern paper, I would not be able to get the full width from that 12-inch width. So this is going to work out better for me because then I can cut down my pattern paper and add it to the top of this cardstock, and that way we'll get best use out of it. And so I am once again going for my 2 glue combo. I did add my double-sided tape, and the second piece here is 5.5 by 6, and I'm just going to add my tombow here. And I'll fold that up so that I can put this right down into that score line, nice and even along the side and the bottom. And so now we have this cover. It's going to add a little bit of extra sturdiness and thickness. And so this is going to be perfect for our album. Now, I do have some pattern paper that is cut for the outside. I might as well add that now. And so this is going to be 5 3/8 high by 5 7/8 wide. And that way we're going to get our beautiful pattern along with a nice border of that cardstock. So let's just add that. And this will be our back cover. So now I want to add those pockets. And remember, we're going to do our 2 glue combo. So let's do that. Keeping in mind that we do want to have opposing pockets. Okay, so now we have our pockets added to our cover. Let's add a little bit of detail for these pockets as well. And so just like in the original, I'm going to add a doily here to the corner. This really brightens it up and breaks up a little bit of that busy paper pattern. Then I'm going to top it with this die cut circle with a border, and I have used the same beautiful chocolate brown as the cover, so I know this is going to coordinate really well. I just want to top that doily with that, and then of course add another additional detail. As in the original, I put a flower, same kind of design, but I just switched out that flower to be a little better coordinated to fall. And so let's just create that same look on this side. As you can see, as I'm stacking these patterns, I'm picking a different scale and a different contrast just so that they work really well together as layering patterns. And none of this is going to look too busy. We don't have a lot of that cardstock to separate it on the inside, so I'm really working with the patterns as they are. And so here is another of those pretty sunflowers. These are layered, but they are not shaped, and so these are not taking up a whole lot of extra room in here, but they do add quite a lot of detail. And so let's talk about our inserts. Remember I said that I don't want to have my 4x6s in here so that I can utilize that paper better. And so I'm going to really focus on the 4x4, those 3x4, and then the tags. And of course, these are going to have room on the back so you can add your journaling, keep the memories that go with your pictures, and some of them even have a portion on the front where you can add writing directly to. And so this is just going to go right down in that pocket, and there will be room for additional flat mementos and keepsakes, so when you're ready to finish this, you can really add all of those details that you love. And for this side, I have a similar arrangement, 1 4, 2 3x4, and 2 tags. And the color in the background of this tag inspired the floral here. So that sunflower is a little bit more vintagey and a little bit warmer. And so I really wanted to bring that and coordinate those colors together. So now we have the inside of our folio. Let's add a little bit of detail for the front cover as well. Before I add that pattern, for the front cover, I do want to incorporate this little bit of trim. And so I'm just going to pick this beautiful diamond satin ribbon from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and I'll just tack that into place underneath those layers so that I can capture it in between. And so I'm going to have the same pattern as I do on the back. And I am choosing to not add a layering pattern for this particular project, and that is because this is a pretty large floral, and so I don't want to cut it up or cover it too much. I will add layers, but I don't want to lose what that pretty pattern is about, so I'm just going to layer on top of this. And so of course I do want to incorporate another one of those doilies cut from white paper. This really helps to break up a little bit of that darkness and make it less busy. I always add a focal image, and often I just die cut those and layer them. For this one, I did want to have a little bit of something extra, and so I cut a little frame from some glitter paper in a coordinating color, and I'm just using that to kind of work along with my image, one of the cutter parts from the collection, and I did pop that up on a spacer. So let's add this right here. As you can imagine, if I hadn't added that doily layer, this would be looking kind of blendy. At this point, all of those tones are fairly similar, and so it would kind of get lost on there. And I also have created a flower arrangement from some flowers and trims from Really Reasonable Ribbon. I've added green and then brown leaves this time just so that I could coordinate a little bit better with what is already on the cover. And you can see how this is going to anchor this corner and fill it in. I'm just going to add that with my hot glue. And then you all know me, I do have my favorite finishing details like charms and a button, so I will add those as well. Now remember, you don't need to add as many of these details as I do. Put as much as you like, and I think if you're making these for a craft fair or something, you might want to limit the additional add-ons just to make it a little bit easier to create these. And so I'm adding my charms there with string, and I will just clip off the excess and then cover those cut strings with a vintage button. I got just a couple of little sequins here in a pretty burnt orange color that will coordinate, and that's going to be a little bit of extra sparkle and detail for my cover. I will add these with my Tombow, and I've got the first one coming up way into that frame just so that it will kind of add to the depth that we've created with our spacing. And so now I'll just go ahead and tie this up, and we'll clip off the excess ribbon. And so I really hope that you enjoyed this refresh and remake of our project that we are revisiting today. If you like this style of video, just let me know in the comments, because I think it's always really helpful to see how versatile these designs can be simply by switching out your collection or your theme, and then maybe assessing it to see if you can improve it by way of more pages or more details or a different kind of fold. And that way you are creating something new, but with a shortcut, because we've already created the idea and most of the measurements. So if you found this helpful, let me know by commenting, liking, and subscribing. Check the description for links. And as always, I'm wishing you a happy and productive day, and I thank you so much for watching. Bye.